There are moments in football when the air feels heavier, charged with expectation, as if something is about to happen behind the scenes. In Newcastle, this feeling has gripped fans, journalists, and even those casually passing by St. James Park. It is as if the city is waiting for a revelation capable of changing the course of an entire season. Yet, as always, what happens behind closed doors is often far more intriguing than what is seen on the pitch. For you, a Magpies supporter following our channel, it is essential not to miss any detail of this chapter that could redefine the club's future. Here, you stay informed about every movement, rumor, and negotiation taking place behind the scenes. So, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe now and become part of this growing community. Each subscription strengthens the channel and helps us bring exclusive information to you, in real time and with the clarity you deserve. In recent months, Newcastle has experienced a period of uncertainty within its administration. Paul Mitchell's departure from the role of sporting director left a significant void, forcing Eddie Howe and newly appointed CEO, David Hopkinson, to make crucial decisions without the central figure who normally maps out the club's strategic path. It was a summer of improvisation, where the absence of leadership in this sector became a point of concern for fans and experts alike. It is precisely in this climate of expectation that rumors have emerged about the arrival of a new figure to occupy Newcastle's most strategic backstage role. Fans are asking anxiously, who will be responsible for steering the club's future in the market, in negotiations, and in long-term planning? The answer may be closer than we think, but it also depends on factors beyond the supporters' control. And now, the mystery begins to unfold. According to information published by The Times, Newcastle United has chosen Ross Wilson, the current football director of Nottingham Forest, as their preferred candidate for the sporting director position. The aim is for him to be in the role by October, initiating a new phase of planning and structure. However, there is a twist in the story. Evangelos Marinakis, the owner of Forest, is determined to try to convince him to stay. This is where the real behind-the-scenes battle comes into play, which could delay or even halt Newcastle's plans. Ross Wilson is no ordinary name. With experience at clubs such as Southampton and Rangers, he has built a reputation as a meticulous manager, someone who knows how to balance market pressures with the needs of a developing team. At Nottingham Forest, he assumed complex responsibilities and helped structure a competitive squad amid challenges. It is precisely this experience that attracts Newcastle, which seeks stability and strategic vision to sustain its growing ambition. It is worth remembering that Marinakis, Forest's owner, has a history of controversial decisions and direct involvement both on and off the pitch. Who could forget the moment he went down to the field to confront Nuno Espirito Santo after a draw in May? The coach's early dismissal, despite consistent results, showed that he does not shy away from drastic measures. Once again, he seems ready to use his influence to keep Wilson, a key piece in Forest's structure. This scenario raises an inevitable question. Will Newcastle succeed in securing this strategic signing, or will they be left waiting again? The fans, eager for news, know that such a role cannot remain vacant for long. Every week without clear leadership is a week lost in planning, negotiations, and decisions that could shape not only this season but the future of the club's Saudi-backed project. That is why subscribing to the channel is important, so you can follow every upcoming chapter of this story, which promises new developments at any moment. For many experts, the arrival of Ross Wilson would be a masterstroke. The director is known to be discreet, yet highly efficient, someone capable of working alongside Eddie Howe and aligning the manager's vision with the available resources. At Newcastle's current stage, where every step must be calculated to comply with financial fair play rules while remaining competitive, a profile like his could be exactly what the club needs, but nothing is guaranteed. The same article in The Times highlights Marinakis' proven ability to persuade key figures to remain at Forest. This summer, when it seemed certain that Morgan Gibbs-White would leave for Tottenham, the owner personally intervened and managed to keep him. This demonstrates that when it comes to retaining talent, whether players or executives, Marinakis spares no effort. The risk of losing Wilson is therefore real, and Newcastle must act swiftly and decisively to secure his arrival. What makes the situation even more compelling is that the search for a new sporting director is not only an operational necessity, but also a symbol of Newcastle's transitional phase. The club is undergoing consolidation in the Premier League, seeking to show that their rise was not just the result of investment but also of strategic management. It is at this point that Wilson's arrival fits perfectly, a professional who can continue building a solid project with a long-term perspective. Of course, the fans are following this saga intensely in pubs, on social media and in conversations in the stands. Ross Wilson's name is already circulating with anticipation. Many see him as the missing piece to reorganize the back office and allow Howe to focus entirely on on-pitch performance. Others, however, remain cautious, remembering that in football nothing is definitive until the signatures are on paper. You supporter can be sure, here on the channel we will follow every detail of this negotiation. So, if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the perfect time to join this passionate and informed community. Meanwhile, David Hopkinson continues his work as CEO, a position he recently assumed after a period of uncertainty. His arrival was seen as a positive step, but alone he cannot meet all the club's demands. That is why appointing a sporting director is considered urgent. If confirmed, the duo of Hopkinson and Wilson could form the foundation of stable management, aligned with the interests of the Saudi ownership and with the sporting vision necessary to take Newcastle to a new level. From a practical perspective, filling this position is crucial for the next transfer window. Without clear leadership, negotiations can become confused or even fail. Newcastle cannot afford to miss strategic opportunities, particularly at a time when direct rivals in the Premier League are advancing with their own restructures. Having Wilson at the helm of the department would mean greater security in decision-making and clearer medium and long-term objectives. This could be the turning point Newcastle has been waiting for since Paul Mitchell's departure. Now it remains to be seen whether Ross Wilson will accept the call of St. James Park or if Marinakis will once again retain a key figure on his board. Until then, the mystery continues, and we will be here, revealing every detail, every behind-the-scenes development, and every rumor that might indicate the next steps in this saga. And if you want to keep following every twist of this story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Here, we not only bring you the news but also tell the story in a way that connects you to what happens at the heart of Newcastle United. Because in the end, supporting the Magpies is about living every chapter intensely, both on and off the pitch.